thanks. Yeah. Yeah, I guess there's not, I mean, I think part of my reason I'm kind of maybe slightly atypical drummer, I think, is because I write lyrics as well, and I'm not just playing with a bass drum or bass guitar necessarily all the time, but kind of hearing the whole lyric content, and I always want to know what songs are about. It fascinates me in different groups I've been in how lyrics come to be. Sometimes for me that's always the very first thing, and Devo songs, there'd be sometimes a working title and not finished lyrics, and then in Sparks days the lyrics were written literally the night before they were recorded. There was like a nonsense sing-song part, but they weren't done, which I couldn't even imagine kind of writing like that. So anyway. Yes?
I think I saw your hand up earlier.
Is there anything up with Revolution? I love that album when I bought it from you a couple years ago, but definitely love to hear more.
Yeah, there's actually, I kind of stay involved in about 3 or 4 different things, and then I've always liked the heavy side of psychedelia, like Blue Cheer, etc. And I play in a group like that, mostly based in San Francisco, called Revolution, and I get to write outer space lyrics and science fiction themes. So yeah, there's a 3rd album coming out. I have 1 or 2 promo copies. We might actually change some songs out, but yeah, that's coming up too. And I'm also working with a group called Shoo Shoo, this kind of experimental, thank you, band as well. So I don't know how to do anything else, you know. So I'm going to do this till the day I keel over. And I love revisiting, you know, coming here and revisiting the Devo time. They have like amazing appreciators. I really love coming to these. It's very fun. Thank you guys. Yeah. Oh, you know, being a musician for me, it's like very satisfying artistically, but frankly, there is a tourist element to it, because you get literally to be paid to go around the world. And one thing I kind of noticed immediately was condom machines, condom packages, and there's this endless derivation of essentially the same thing, which is a pack that is to be thrown away in vending machines all over the world in every different language. And they're image-based. Some are like disguised as other objects. Some look like medicinal packages. Some are sordid and seamy and like Pulp Fiction looking. So I started collecting in the 80s condom packages from everywhere. And I have amassed, I think, one of the largest international collections of the packages at all. And one of the most successful and prized versions was with Devo, and we got to do shows in Japan in the mid-aughts. That country they treat condom arts like they're like little beautiful chocolate boxes. So they're these gorgeous like art pieces, and then they're wrapped in foil and then tied with ribbons and presented to you as like this offering. And it was amazing. So that I have that. I owe that whole collection to the fact that I'm able to go around the world and play music. So. And someday there will be a book of the entire collection.
Yeah, we need to make that happen. We really need to make that happen. I mean, because anytime I find vintage condoms, I'm like, just send them to him. Just send them. In fact, I told him today.
Yeah. So. Please.
I told him today. I said, it reminded me.
If anyone goes to Madagascar or. Anywhere I don't have one from. Yeah.
You have a spare used condom lying around? No, just We'll give you his address, mail it in. No, you know, but it is interesting, yeah, the packaging and a lot of the graphics. I mean, I love graphic design, and there's a lot of interesting, yeah, very unique things that, you know.
Yeah, that's kind of the slant of the book more than the actual object itself.
And now it's getting tougher to even find the machines. I mean, in a lot of places.
Yeah.
They've employed, I mean, in terms of like, it used to be you'd go to like a rest stop and you go to the bathroom and they'd have the, now it's not, I guess, PC friendly though.
As much, yeah. But there's still novelty, well, yeah, they're still all over the place. So.
Oh yeah. Condoms are everywhere.
Yeah. Yes.
Will it be a coffee table book?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's in fact, my dream idea is to have like a 12 by 12 or a square thing and then seal it in a wrapper. So it would be a giant comic.
Yes. Yeah. That is, it should be a, you know, a real ready-made.
Object art.
You have to make Duchamp proud. It should be like a real ready-made thing,
Yeah.
you know.
Be safe to read.
Yes.
To read.
Yeah.
It should be in every library, every home library, every public library. Everybody should get a copy.
Anyone else?
Anybody else?
Yes.
I wanted to thank you. Instantly my pants changed, of course, my adult life for the better. And I wanted to ask, somebody asked me in 2019 your favorite road story. I was told it involved a marquee. I can't remember it. When people asked me, can you tell it again? Our first tour of the States with me was in 1988. And we did a kind of a long show that started with a film, so we never had an opening act, usually, except for some reason in Detroit.
Boston too.
Boston too? Okay. And we played in this kind of theater that had a, you know, classic 20s style marquee, and the band had a great name. So the marquee in huge letters read three lines, 3 words: Devo, Elvis, Hitler. And that is a prized photo I have of that marquee.
That's the trinity of something. That's, you know, I would say the trinity of Americana, but that kind of doesn't work. For 2 of them, it kind of does. You know, third one kind of doesn't. But yeah.
That's great.
Yes.
How you doing?
Hi.
Hey,
Hey, is this green or water?
It's been long enough to. It's great to be back.
thank you.
I have a question.
Okay.
Mr. Kendrick, what did you listen to when you were in high school? What were your favorite bands or artists? What did you like?
Well, I was a pretty severe Anglophile, and I really liked, like everyone, you know, Beatles and Stones, but I was leaning more towards like the Who, the Move, Kinks, and I had the 2 worst role models for a drummer. Keith Moon and Ginger Baker, who were both essentially lead drummers. So you really had to be in the right kind of band to do that. But yeah, that was mostly it. And psychedelia, I still love that era of time, and experimental kind of oddball stuff. So, which I also still.
Yeah. We tend to share a lot of same musical interests. I know, because a lot of times we'll just talk on the phone just about records, and we'll just talk just all the time. You know, oh, did you hear that thing? Oh, did you hear that thing? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, the thing I have never stopped, like, wanting to hear something new or hear the new thing or seek out something I haven't found. I mean, the fan element of me, excuse me, has never gone away, and yeah, it never will. You know, I mean, I'm very happy to be playing in all kinds of bands too, but I always want to hear something I haven't heard. So, yes.
This would be a follow-up to his question. You've actually been in bands, I didn't know until I was an adult. You've been in bands as a kid growing up that I really like, you know. And for your influences as a youth, did they in any part play kind of what you joined?
Yeah. I actually, when I still lived in Chicago, younger, I really liked Sparks. I found them a really kind of an eccentric band, and I really liked them before I joined them. So when I first met them in Los Angeles at one of the few places with a working espresso machine, we would just meet in this place called the Farmers Market and drink coffee and that, and talk about movies and that. So yeah, I mean, liking them to actually playing with them. Like, what other career is there like that?
Yeah.
I mean,
That is, yeah. I mean, that's.
it's really, you get to play
Yeah.
with your idols, you know, a few years down the road. So it was great, pretty great.
And can I mention the lessons line that he said to them? The one that's in the liners, the children. You know, you're supposed to be the fathers of the new wave. He said that you're supposed to be the fathers of the new wave. Come see your children.
Oh, come see your
Yeah, I love that line. It's in the liners that when you guys met them at the coffee shop, he said, went up and said, you guys are supposed to be the fathers of the new wave. Why don't you come visit your children sometime?
Yeah.
Which I think it's a great line.
And we originally, wanted them maybe to just produce a demo, and they, lo and behold, they actually asked Bates Motel to actually be their band. So I was like in seventh heaven. So it was, so thank you, Espresso.
Yes,
and thank you, Farmers Market.
Everything comes back to espresso. Yeah. Alan, talk a little. I mean, you know, just I think it also, you know, you talk about bands. Like I said, there's a lot of Devo fan followers. I mean, for me, getting into Devo years ago, for me, it was more through Dada and Surrealism, which is, you know, my big interest. And I think a lot of people the other way around probably, you know, discovered Devo and then discovered Dada and Surrealism. For me, it was the other way, you know, which is kind of more odd trajectory, but it was, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, just the whole idea, now it can be told, just the whole history, the art elements of Devo was like that mixed with